Hi, my name is Shania Rojas, and I am a time-traveling documentary filmmaker. I will be interviewing 6 epic heroes such as Achilles, Gilgamesh, Creon, Sir Gawain, Beowulf, and Odysseus. I hope within these stories that they tell you, you will be able to have valuable life lessons learned. And we are now going to take a walk to my time machine to meet our first main character. All right, now we are here on our first stop in ancient Samaria to interview Gilgamesh. Here he is, standing by this lake over here. We have a few questions. What are you doing over here, Gilgamesh?
I'm lamenting the loss of a flower of immortality.
Flower of immortality?
Yes, a snake stole it. A snake stole my flower of immortality. I swam to the bottom of this lake to pick that flower.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Why was the flower so important?
It was to grant me eternal life. I've discovered recently that all men die. It was a painful lesson to learn, and I wanted to try to avoid it. So I found a very old man, and he told me about a flower at the bottom of this lake. And I went and I picked it, and it was supposed to make me immortal, but a snake stole it.
So, Gilgamesh, why did you not test this flower on yourself?
That's a really good question. A really good question. Had I tested the flower on myself, I might still have the flower and immortality.
So, what did you learn throughout your journey?
Well, I've learned that all men die, and if you just learn to accept it and live the life that you're supposed to live, sometimes you can save some heartache along the way. And if you're going to swim to the bottom of the lake to grab the immortal flower and, eat it, you should just do it and not try to test it. Just do it. It's a good life lesson. Someone should put that on a t-shirt.
Thank you, Gilgamesh. So, we have now interviewed Gilgamesh of his journey, and we are next going to go to talk to Creon. So here we have Creon sitting in this tomb.
Out of wine.
Out of wine. What are you doing here?
My wife is dead. My son is dead. My niece is dead. My nephews are dead. They're all dead. I wish I was dead.
Why did everything disappear underneath you?
Well, I would say that the whole floor came slipping out about the time that the old blind seer came to town. And he said that I needed to obey the laws of the gods in regards to burials and such. And
Did you?
no, I did not. I feel like there's a lesson to be learned here. Hubris. Hubris is a foul thing, and it will be the ruin of man.
So you've heard it. Hubris will be the downfall to all man. So, we had a wonderful conversation with Creon in ancient Greece. Next stop will be speaking with Odysseus. Alright, now, here we are again in ancient Greece, coming to talk to Odysseus about his long journey that he's came back from recently. Hello, Odysseus.
Hi.
Tell me about your 20 years on the water.
Well, it was long and arduous. At times, people died. Had to endure many trials and tribulations. They're probably going to write a book about it, honestly. It was next level.
Okay. So I recently spoke with Creon about hubris, and I was curious on if that had an impact on your journey.
Well, I suppose, one could say that my journey was lengthened by my encounter with a certain son of Poseidon. There was a Cyclops that I outsmarted, and I was sailing away. I had blinded him, and I got away without him knowing who had done it. But I got cocky a little bit and told him who it was, and he told Poseidon, and that probably had something to do with why I was lost at sea for so long. Yes.
Okay. So, what would be the first thing that would come to your mind to change throughout your 20 long years on the water?
I would not taunt the Cyclops again. That's definitely one thing I would not do again, if I could change one thing.
All right. Here you guys have it.
Hubris, the downfall of man.
Indeed. It also sounds like humility is a quality that you could have benefited from. Speaking of humility, I think I know someone that we could talk to. Why don't we take a walk to my time machine and find out who we are speaking to next? Okay, here we are in Camelot. From hubris to humility. We are now going to go speak with Sir Gawain. Sir Gawain, you recently very humbly accepted the Green Knight's challenge and played his game. What did you learn from your experience?
Well, I learned that sometimes you have to trust more in the will of God to protect you and less on magic pieces of cloth.
What piece of cloth are you referring to?
Well, I have this green sash because I took it from a lady in a castle. She said that it was going to grant me invincibility, and I was afraid I was going to get my head chopped off. So I learned that sometimes you have to trust more in the will of God and less on magic pieces of cloth.
Well, that's a great story and a great experience to share.
Thank you.
So, here you've heard it from Sir Gawain.
Trust the Lord.
Now, we're going to go talk to Beowulf. Back into our time machine. Here we go. Well, now, here we are in Scandinavia, about to question Beowulf why he's laying on the ground, dying. Beowulf, why are you dying right now?
Trying to fight a dragon. That's what happens when you lose a fight with dragons.
Why were you trying to fight a dragon?
He was terrorizing the town, burning down houses and stuff. Namely my house. He burned my house down.
Why was he terrorizing the town all of a sudden, or was there a reason?
Well, yeah, thief went in, stole a goblet. He didn't like, dragon's treasure, that whole thing.
So now that you're dying, would you have changed an action in order to not die?
I'm pretty sure I did everything exactly right. But, later on in life, well, not mine, but other people's, maybe somebody might say that if I'd led my men better, they would have stayed and fought with me, or maybe if I would have taken more men, or bow and arrows, maybe something that's not a melee weapon. Who knows? Things could have turned out differently, but, it is what it is. I suppose you can't win them all.
You're dying because you are prideful.
That is true, yes.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Beowulf tells you the reason why he's laying down, dying, and he does not change anything that he did in the past. So now we're about to walk back to the time machine to go meet Achilles. All right, well, here we are now at the Battle of Troy, about to ask Achilles why he is not fighting alongside his men at battle. Achilles, why are you standing here all alone and not on the battlefield?
Well, I've been offended by King Agamemnon. He made a lot of really poor decisions, and I called him out on his poor decisions. And I helped him make good decisions, and as my reward, he was a jerk to me.
So you are okay with letting your fellow countrymen die on the battlefield while you stand here and be stubborn just because of the incident between you and Agamemnon?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I hope that Patroclus does not die within battle as well. So here you have it. You hear Achilles' side of the story on why he's standing here and not in the battle. So now next, we're gonna go back to the present day of 2018 in our lovely time machine. How lovely.
Fix it.
Oh.
Right, we roll?
These bloopers are gonna be funny.
So, okay, wait. I know.
Sounds like we've started recording.
All right. So, what? You were too late. You needed to talk about that. You didn't say anything about being too late.
Okay.
Oh, cheers.
The sash that I received playing another game from another man. I realized that I was petting it.
I know.
Alright, so